I should probably say, before I start slagging off this boss, I really love Mania. Like, it is just a sublime game. Definitely my top 3 Sonic games, for sure. Like, really, the only aspect that annoys me about it is the boss fights, because some of them just go on for too goddamn long. The Metal Sonic boss has seen the most improvement out of all of them through updates, because, well, it's been basically completely redone, but there's still problems I have with it, so I feel like I may as well make them known. Because also, I don't really see anyone complaining about Mania's bosses, but I feel like there's a lot of issues in them, so I'm going to tackle the CD portion of the game. There's nothing wrong with the Metallic Madness portion. That shit's just good. I think it's almost considered heretic to criticize Mania at this point. Yeah, guys, the game's good, but there are some glaring issues with it. Or I don't know, maybe I'm just trying to make sure CD stays on top here. Yeah, no complaints about the actual level itself. Like, Stardust Speedway in this game is just great from pass to the second act. It's just good stuff. Yeah, this boss I don't really have an issue with either. It's a nice reference, and yeah, I mean, it's one of those bosses that if you are good at the game, you actually make the boss die faster, which is good, and it's something that the Metal Sonic fight lacks, as you will see. Like, to be fair, if we were just going based on pure level design, I feel it would be very close. But the fact that, you know, past, future, present, I'll always just prefer the CD version. Like, time travel adds so much to CD, it's hard to really comprehend unless you play it. Like, CD without the time travel is just a confusing Sonic game that has a bit of a mistaken identity. But with time travel, it all comes together beautifully. Like, when I say time travel's good, it's not even, you don't even have to do, like, the good futures in all of them. Literally just the act of time traveling is fun. The main problem I find with the bosses is that they try to be more thematic than actually fun to fight. And also, yeah, I think Metal Sonic is probably the worst offender in that case. Can I also just say how much I really fucking hate using keyboard for 2D platformers? But my PS4 controller is just on the blink at this point. There he is. He does have a really nice sprite in this game. Like, that's definitely not something I'm going to be complaining about. I may as well start talking about my first issue with this fight, is that it's a much more traditional boss fight. When the whole reason why I thought people liked the original Metal Sonic boss fight was that it was a race, but whatever. Like, it really isn't a race, this boss fight. It is definitely just to avoid attacks, hit him when he has an opening, repeat. Now we move on to the second phase of the fight, I guess you could say, and this is when the problems start to sort of show. This part just isn't fun. They've changed it a bit now, so when you destroy the robots, they release these little energy balls that can hurt Metal Sonic. And that just makes the fight even fucking easier. Like, the original at least had some challenge, it was just a bit too long, but this is probably one of the updates I thought they did for the worse. It just makes the fight a bit too easy. One of the main problems I have with Sonic Mania's bosses is that no matter how good you are, they're going to last about the same amount of time on every single playthrough, because, well, it's all just a waiting game until you can attack. And some of them go on far too long. I'm trying to remember what Hardball Heavy it is, but it's the one in Studiopolis, that's the one. I hate that boss fight. Like, yeah, the first few times you play it, it's fucking great. Then after that, it is just boring. Of course, I do appreciate the Knuckles Chaotix reference. Very happy when I saw this, when I got Mania Plus. But there are still a few problems with this bit. Mainly the hit detection on the hand. Very much like the Death Egg in Sonic 2. It's just wonky, and you never know whether you're going to get hit by it or not. It's also far too easy to get trapped if you try to roll attack him. You can easily get trapped in the hitbox of the actual Ruby, and then you're just sort of stuck and you just fall off the stage. This is definitely an improvement upon the original though, not gonna lie. It's much better than just being chased by fucking Spike Wall. Alright, yeah. Honestly, the more I play this boss, the better I get at it and the better it becomes, but it's still just far too long for me to really enjoy it. Plus, it doesn't have the tension of a race, so still fairly original.